All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Market Pulse, where we take a look mostly at the traditional markets going into the opening hours of trading. Welcome back. Let me pour. Not really much of a coffee drinker. I drink coffee strategically. When I need the caffeine, I drink coffee. Otherwise, I stick to tea. As your live chat loads, and then we'll go to screen share. Oh, let me mute that part before we get double audio. And then we'll head over to screen share. All right. All right, so let that load and we'll get moving. I have to speak at a virtual conference at 10 a.m. So I will definitely get going by 9:15. So I will not be with you today for the trading day. By the way, I did find all those videos. My original, my first time on YouTube talking about trading, and there is a playlist under my account. So if you go to my account and you find a way to look at all my playlists. I didn't want to do it last night because then I might dox my private playlists, or anyway, not private, but like unlisted playlists. But if you go to my account and you take a look at playlists, you'll find one that's called Tone on WCN. And if you sort it by oldest date published, that whole time, that's Zoom. I think I didn't change anything. Well, this video didn't start off very good. All right, should be good now. Well, you didn't miss much. See, this is also why I make sure I pull out the live chat. Anyway, now you get the TLDR version. If you go to my YouTube channel and you find a playlist called Tone on WCN, and you sort that playlist by oldest at the top, oldest published at the top, you get my very first appearances talking technical analysis on Bitcoin and the markets and a lot of fundamentals. And I actually want to go back and rewatch those videos just to see how right or wrong I was. This was a show specific to commodities to kick off 2015. So these shows are old, very old, like 20. We're talking 20. I'm not sure if they were in 2014, but they were definitely in 2015. We were doing these shows like once a week. So that's like, 35 weeks right there. So this goes all the way back to, goes back a while. All right. Okay, sound's back. All right, let's go to the markets. Yep, weekly unemployment got released. We're going to go take a look at traditional markets. As you guys know, I am short in the market. We will find out. It doesn't matter if it's up or down right now. I can't get out of my positions. So I'm going to be surprised with you at what those numbers brought early in the morning. Okay, Bitcoin, I don't expect it to fly up. I expect it to consolidate in this giant triangle as part of the hyperwave, which I don't believe is going to go to 1,000. The weekly chart of Bitcoin looks good. Looks good, but to be honest, I don't really want it to break out right now. If it does, I may be taking the long trade. We'll see. I am a TA trader. If a green 3 goes above a green 2, and at the same time, a green 2 tomorrow goes above a green 1, that gives me and is like right at this line, that gives me a nice entry into GBTC. I wanted to get into GBTC at this green support line here or in the future here. But if the trade in front of me is the breakout trade, I will take that trade. Okay. So if Bitcoin goes to so you see the difference, like for the last week or so, all I kept saying was the weekly is in a no trade zone and the daily is in a no trade zone. But that ends on tomorrow's candle if the green 2 is going above a green 1. Because if that happens, then the daily is giving you a bullish trade. And the weekly is also giving you a bullish trade, because if that happens tomorrow, then the green 3 will be going above the green 2. And both of them will be in line to the bullish side. But this whole candle up to this point has been a no trade, but it's about to become a bullish trade. And I will gladly take that bullish trade. And if it pulls back, then it pulls back. But I'll gladly take that bullish trade. 4-hour chart is giving you a bullish trade right now. Green 2 above a green 1 after a price flip. This price flip is legit. It went far enough below. I mean, I don't like to trade these little time frames. The CMF is looking much better than it did before. The MACD is looking good. The RSI is looking good. Everything's a go here on a 4-hour chart for the upside. Gold is the good one. Oh, it's not as good anymore. It was looking way better 20 minutes ago when I first opened it up, and I was like, shit, I really like this is the green line where I was planning on going long gold. The only reason why I didn't go long gold is because this pop happened in aftermarket hours. Had the break of this green line taken place at during market trading hours, I would have been long in gold, but I didn't want to get in long in gold near the top of that candle. So I decided to stay patient and wait. Maybe it will give me another chance. Maybe it will consolidate, and then I'll get in the trade later. I was also considering buying silver because when gold popped, silver did not. And I felt that, hey, maybe silver will catch up. I also did not take that trade, but clearly it did exactly what I expected. That happens. You're expecting something, you don't take the trade, and it happens just like you expected. And that's okay. As a trader, you deal with it. Whoa, what the hell just happened? Oh, I'm sorry, it's a weekly chart. So this was I know what happened. That's a week. I thought that was a lower level time frame. I thought that was oil like today, but that was the weekly oil. So it looks like oil is up in price. And I was also really considering buying into USO yesterday on this 9. It was going down all day. I did not buy into that 9. Another trade I may somewhat regret, but it's okay. I'm not, I wasn't looking to take on a bunch of trades due to somewhat being occupied. Oh, so there it is. There is the S&P 500, which is rising off of the initial claims data. I'm not sure what the initial claims data looks like. I'm just going to go to FinWiz. Oh, I have a note. Weekly unemployment just released at 4.4 million. 5-week total, now more than 26 million. Jobless claims. Yeah, but I'm curious what was anticipated. So the expected number was 4 million. We got 4.7 million. Why did this do that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we had more unemployment claims than expected, and yet the market is up again. I can't explain this. This has happened for 3 weeks in a row. So for 3 weeks in a row, the amount of people filing for unemployment was significantly higher than the expected number of people filing for unemployment. And all 3 weeks, the market rose on a more disappointing number than expected. This is why I've been short in the market in each of those 3 weeks, I believe, and it did not profit in each and every time. So I can't explain it. My trades are in line with what's supposed to happen, but the market doesn't do what's supposed to happen. The market does whatever it wants to do. So I can't explain it. I'm not gonna go long in a market that does worse fundamentally than anticipated. So my TA wasn't in line with a bullish trade. My TA is in line with a bearish trade. The economic numbers are in line with the bearish trade. Oh, someone is saying 4.4 million versus 4.3 million expected. Well, different sites are expected different things, but either way, the numbers missed, right? Either way, the numbers came in worse than expected, and yet the market is rising. So I can't really explain it. I guess you can say I should have went long on this 9 than short. I will trust the TA. I will stay patient. I will wait for my 10 a.m. reversal, like it seems to happen pretty often. Just because you're expecting a 10 a.m. reversal doesn't mean it's easy to trade it. Like I explained yesterday, the 10 a.m. reversal yesterday was incredibly difficult to trade. Where is the 10 a.m. candle? So here is the opening candle. Where am I looking? I only have 15 minutes. I'm going to go to 10 minutes. Here is the opening candle. Here is the 940 to 950 candle. And this was the candle that ended at 10 a.m. And then this candle that started at 10:10 swung you lower, but then rallied. So just because you're anticipating a 10 a.m. reversal, which this was, it would have been a nightmare to trade it. So there's one thing of anticipating something. There's also being able to properly put a trade on it. Yeah, I mean, I have no explanation. I clearly the addition to my short right at somewhere around here is clearly not profitable at the moment going into market open. But with 40 minutes to go to market open, we can still open down here. We could also open at a new all-time high in the S&P 500. So what I'm saying is anything can happen. I'm going to put a line for where just so I know for myself at which price I shorted. Yeah, it was somewhere at the bottom of that candle. And we will see how that does. And that is, and this is where the market closed yesterday. So the market is clearly going to open to the upside this morning. Well, not clearly. It can still reverse at 9 a.m. Well, like who knows? But it's interesting that there'll be a 9 right at the open. So we have a 4 now. So we'll have 3 more candles going into market open. So that's 5, 6, 7. And then 2 candles, hopefully into a 9 at 10 a.m. I'm willing to add to my short if I see a good opportunity. If I get a beautiful reversal candle at 10 a.m. With a 9 on the 10-minute, I might take it. Oh, but I will keep an eye on the 30-minute, mostly because I really liked the 30-minute 9s, as I realized yesterday. And the 30-minute 9s are not close, because I also shorted on this 30-minute 9. Well, I shorted on the 8, but I knew the 9 was coming. I just didn't expect it to swing up. That's a very nasty candle for the shorts, which I am at the moment. All right, we have a few questions. Let's see how Bitcoin is doing in this. Bitcoin is holding steady. Again, I don't want to enter a Bitcoin long today. I'd rather enter a Bitcoin long tomorrow, but I may enter it today because of the trading hours, because I have to do it with GBTC, because I trade in my tax-free retirement funds. So if I see certain things in Bitcoin and I feel like, hey, I may miss the move overnight to give me that green 2 above a green 1, I will have to take it today. But at the same time, I'm still waiting for the market to have a massive pullback. And if the market has a massive pullback, I'm expecting Bitcoin to at least get me to the bottom of the triangle. All right. So before I get to more, hey guys, the options workshop is taking place this Saturday. People are giving me a lot of promotion by talking shit about the $3,000 price on an options education workshop. And that's great. Thank you for the promotion. I will not spend 21 hours in webinars teaching people for less than that. I mean, that is just that simple. You don't have to sign up. I'm not forcing you to pay, but that is the value of my time and my 15 years of, when did I learn this? I learned to trade options around 2002-ish. So it's coming up on 20 years. I'm old, guys, getting old. It's coming up on 20 years. So my 20 years of knowledge in options right there in a 3-day course. Other than that, please support with the affiliate page. And if you're going to be trading, Deribit is the only one I know that offers options trading. Please check your jurisdiction if you can trade there. Like I said, I trade everything in my retirement accounts. I do not trade options on Bitcoin. Maybe I should start, but I haven't. I like the liquidity of traditional markets. I like to trade things I really know, and I like to trade things where I have a history of making profit. But the knowledge to trade is the same. It's just where do you apply that knowledge is up to you. All right, that's it. And join us in Bali. Let's get to some of your questions. Are you happy with the orderly stair steps higher with price appreciation and Bitcoin market off the lows? I am happy with the orderly consolidation and making an ascending triangle in Bitcoin. I am very happy with this. Now, this triangle isn't that big. Let me show you a better triangle. So we're going to go to what's going on? Does that button not work anymore? I guess it doesn't work anymore. It may take me a while to scroll back. So back in the day, back in the good old days of our show, The Trade, yeah, I have to go all the way back to 2016. (2018). See here, if you watched the show last night, the show we did was in February. And I was talking about this high here. I was talking the show that I showed last night from February. It's a lot of plus signs. Eventually, we got to a 13. Look how many plus signs it took. So this is where the show was. We were doing a show February 26th, somewhere in this vicinity. And I was still short-term bearish. And we fell actually quite a bit over the next few days. So 12%, that's not bad. You know, $56 fall on a $400 asset. I mean, that's reasonable. But, oh, that's bad data right here. That's shitty data. We weren't using Bitstamp back then. I think we were using Bitfinex back then. So I would rather see something like right now, the consolidation is great, but this was better. This right here. Oh, what the hell is that? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh, wait. I have no idea what I just deleted. I just wanted this thing to go away. Oh, well. Whatever I deleted is gone. Too bad. So this right here was just a beautiful ascending triangle. It was actually better on the weekly and might have been better on other exchanges. On a weekly, it was very good. Oh, I can actually do it this way. It was bigger than I initially said it was. Right there. That was what I was looking at. Right here. Well, you guys get the point. There. This was a gorgeous consolidation. I know we're a little cluttered on this, so let me drop the moving averages and let me drop the sequential. And now you can see like these wicks are data errors. And you can see how beautiful this consolidation was. And look at the breakout. Boom. Okay. That's what I would love to see from Bitcoin happen right now. But look how long this took. This went from November until May. November to May. That is 6 months. That was a 6-month consolidation. Are you going to give away personal strategies in the option webinar? How advanced is this? Will we get Tone's secret option sauce? You will get Tone's knowledge, but you're not going to get my list of stocks. So I will teach you probably over a dozen different strategies and exactly how you should trade each of them. But what I did when I learned all that material, I specialized in one of them. I specialized in one of them. You can specialize in any of them, right? I don't recommend specializing in all of them because it makes it very challenging to trade. It's kind of like specializing in trading FX and commodities and stocks and penny stocks and cryptocurrencies and trading them all. That becomes very, very difficult. So you want to specialize. So I will teach you all my strategies. I'm not going to teach you the one strategy that I used for profit, because any one of them could be used to trade for profit, as long as you take the time and find the right stocks to trade, and find the right environments to trade, and find the right time frames that work for you. So, and right now, I don't even use it that much. I haven't used it in a little while, and you always have to adjust them, because nothing works perfectly forever. No strategy will work forever. It will work for a while, and then you go, shit, it's not working as good. Environment has changed. I need to change my strategy. I've actually been trading a different of the 12 these days lately, and it's been doing okay. And because it's a little more short term, the other one was a little more long term. So I will teach you what I know, but it's not a follow the leader thing. You have the knowledge, now you have to put in the time and make it work. How do you feel the coronavirus will affect the long-term sales of Corona beer after the virus? Honestly, I think it will improve it. Who is going to say, I'll take a Corona? I think in about a year, when all of it blows over, people are gonna buy Corona beer because it will remind them of the time they got stuck in their home and going crazy for 2 months while stuck at home. And drinking a Corona beer will remind them and give them some, a little bit of laughter at those crazy times back in the day. Thoughts on Ripple suing YouTube? Yeah, that's all over Twitter. Will you do a law show and deep dive into this? I would like to, if I find the time to set up a law show. Ripple's a scam. And I find it ironic that a scam is suing YouTube for giveaways that Ripple itself pioneered. And Ripple did pioneer giveaways. Let me, oh, it's on my phone, damn. Otherwise I'd show you. I'll show you pictures tomorrow. Ripple started the giveaway scam with their Ripple token. Thoughts on Ethereum leading and outperforming Bitcoin lately? Nope, don't want to waste the brain cells, don't care. What effect does reverse split have on prices? USO has reverse split upcoming. Relevant? For USO, not really relevant. For stocks, a reverse split is usually the admission that your company's dying. I can't recall a single company that reverse split and it actually ended well for the company's future. For a company, a reverse split is you might as well call it bankruptcy. Like I can't. I mean, I'm sure there are cases where a reverse split is and the company like thrives then after, but generally a reverse split is the admission by the company that they failed. But for USO, it's not. USO is not a company. USO is an ETF provider. Now, there could be and USO, like, because all ETFs will eventually reverse split. They have to, because all ETFs come with at least a management fee, and that management fee takes away the value of the ETF so that it diverges from the underlying asset. If you take away, this is why GBTC will always split. GBTC reverse split. A GBTC well, actually, no. GBTC did an actual split. So GBTC has because Bitcoin went up in price so much, GBTC split instead of a reverse split. But GBTC has a very high, you know what? I don't know if I have the time to explain this. GBTC has a very high management fee of 2%. So imagine the price of Bitcoin is flat for 4 years. Like, the price of Bitcoin doesn't change. The price of Bitcoin right now is 7,100. 4 years goes by and the price of Bitcoin is also 7,100. And GBTC starts at $7 to match 7,000. It's just 1,000 to 1. After 4 years goes by, GBTC would be 10% lower. So GBTC, so the price of Bitcoin doesn't change. So you think your GBTC is still worth $7 a share, but it's not. Your GBTC is worth about $6 a share. Why is that? Well, that's because GBTC charges a 2% management fee. So you lose 2% by holding GBTC long term. After 4 years, 2% on top of 2% on top of 2% on top of 2% is going to come closer to 10%. It's 2% on top of 2%. So each time, and it's daily compounding too. So it's not like 2%. It's 2% divided by 365 applied every day. So it's daily compounding, which lowers the value even more over time. A little bit, not much, a little bit. And they start to deviate from the price. And that's why, like when you look at GBTC and you look at, when you look at GLD and you look at gold, they're not like evenly matched. And eventually you're like, hey, you know what? Let's match it up again. Let's make it easier for people. Let's make, let's say 20 years goes by and the price of Bitcoin doesn't change. That's obviously not true. This is theoretical. 20 years goes by, the price of Bitcoin doesn't change. Bitcoin is at 7,000. Now GBTC is $3.50. Well, at this rate, GBTC is going to trend towards zero. So when GBTC is $3.50 and you're like, well, Bitcoin is 7,000, we're at $3.50. What if we do a 2-for-1 reverse split and we're back to $7 again? So that's why USO is going to reverse split, just so that it's at a higher price. Because the problem is when USO is trading at $2.50, your options market, which they have a robust options market, is not efficient. Options kind of suck to trade at these low prices. You lose a lot of liquidity. There is a lot of restrictions on funds that can't trade assets under $10. Not a lot of restrictions, but there are some. So there are institutions that will not touch any asset in the equity market that's trading at less than $10. So trading under $10 comes with, lower liquidity for an efficient market. So that's why USO is reverse splitting, just so that it becomes more liquid. What's the difference between selling a call and buying a put? If you are bearish, well, this is what we teach in the options workshop. Well, the simplest answer is, well, the reward profiles are different, but the most important thing is selling a call has unlimited risk, and you will probably not even be allowed to do it. But buying a put has limited risk, and that's why you are allowed to do it, right? So so there you go. Are they essentially the same? No. They're very different. You profit from both of them if you're right about the market, but you profit completely differently, and your risk profile is very different. Is this covered in your options webinar? Of course, one of the first things I cover. This is what I cover in like the first few hours of the 3 days. Tone, do you agree with somebody? 55,000 in year end. No, I don't. Oh, plan B. Sorry. Plan B. 55,000 by year end. No, absolutely not. I do not agree with that. I'm thinking 20,000 by end of next year. Like, look, I'm not as moonish as many of the others, but I am a bull. Do you have an end of year price target, price prediction? Yeah, 10,000. 10,000-ish. To be honest, I think year end is going to be about where we are right now. It'll be between 7.5 and 10,000 at year end. That's my opinion. It can change. I think Trump's going to win again. Nifty. Yeah, I can glance at Nifty. Do you think the Fed activity is visible on historical technical analysis, or is this totally new and become fundamental? Well, the Fed stuff has been around for over 10 years. Yeah, it's part of technical analysis. Look, I'm just ballparking when I say 2% a year. And yeah, I from my understanding, they compound daily. So it's just 2% a year with daily compounding. Tone, is the percent move to the upside lower as you change the size of the triangle? Seems bigger than it's supposed to be. Yeah, it should be it should adjust with the triangle. And I don't know, is it bigger? It is bigger. You are correct, sir. There you go. There you go. Follow-up question. If most of the money in options is made by writing them, are you writing them or buying them currently? I do both. I do both. Right now in the S&P market, I bought puts, but I also write them. The problem is writing them comes with unlimited risk, and I'm not even allowed to do that in my retirement funds. So if I'm going to write an option, I need to have a lot of money to back that up. I mean, I'm not even allowed to write a call option without a hedge. So I do write options, but I hedge those options. So I do both. If Bitcoin breaks out nicely, where might the next stop be? Well, the most the closest stop if Bitcoin breaks out is the double resistance moving average plus Fibonacci. So right here is a very reasonable place for profit, and it's the round number of 8,000. You can see where my arrow is, 7985. That's exactly where I think the Bitcoin pop will probably end. If it goes beyond this level, I become pretty damn bullish on Bitcoin, and this becomes my target. But if it goes up too far too fast, it's going to slow down. Well, Bitcoin sometimes doesn't, but this is my first target, and that is my second target. So 8,000 is target number 1, and 8,850 is target number 2. What is Tone binge watching on TV during quarantine? I'm actually watching the Ozark. Like 1 episode a day while I eat. All right, guys, I need to get going. I have an event to speak at. I'll try to tweet out the link. I'm not very organized with those. I'm kind of like, hey, here's a Zoom session in my calendar. I will. Oh, we got one more question. Last question. What are the recommended reading or prerequisites for your options trading? How many hours per day do you realistically need to spend to master one of the 12 strategies? I don't have any prerequisites, guys. I learned to trade options from a course just like the one I'm teaching, but now I'm adding my own 20 years of experience. So if I've never read anything to learn options and things have changed over 20 years, I don't have a reading recommendation list. So when I learned that internet was new, So there weren't even really any internet sources to learn this stuff. There was really no options other than, well, pun intended. There really were no other options than to learn it from other options traders or some books, but I don't like books. So I don't have any recommendation. That's why this course starts with assuming you have zero knowledge of options. So that's how we start. And you find your own resources. Like, I don't know, I've never looked for any resources online. I just, and how long does it take to master one of the strategies? Took me and a friend of mine, about 6 months. We had to take some time and figure out which one we want to focus on. And took about 3 months of back testing and choosing the right stock list, playing around with them. And it worked out really well for us during the 08 financial crisis and leading up to it as well. So it takes time. It takes time. Like I said, it took us about 6 months before we started making money in it. Does the 10 a.m. reversal apply to Bitcoin too? I have no idea. I don't know. Never back tested that. I'll look at Tesla. I'm not in single name set. Oh, Nifty. I was supposed to take a look at Nifty. Okay. Nifty, maybe Tesla, and then we're done. Whoa, Tesla went up. Good thing I got out of my short. So I was actually selling options on Tesla, not buying, but I had to hedge those by buying options as well, because otherwise I have unlimited risk. And this is one of the strategies I'm going to teach. And then the options that I sold expired worthless, but the trade wasn't profitable yet. So I had to break a couple of rules and hold the options that I was long. I was able to sell the calls here, and then I sold the puts. Unfortunately, a little too early. I sold them midway into this candle instead of at the bottom. But if I had held that put, I would be losing a lot of money right now, a lot. And today it's probably going to go higher. And finally, let's look at Nifty, and then we're done. Whoa, Nifty went up nicely. It looks good. It looks pretty bullish. It had a 9 sell that didn't do anything. And now you have a green 2 above a green 1 above a 9, getting close to the prior swing high. So right now I would be bullish Nifty, but I'm bearish the US markets. And if the US markets crash again, everything's going down around the world. So while this chart looks bullish, the S&P chart, I believe, turned right here off the 9. So unless this candle gives me a close near the highs, I would be forced to potentially go long in the market, because that's what TA will tell me. If I get a green 2 above a green 1 above this 9, I'm gonna have to go long. It doesn't matter if I think that not a single business is going to open and there will be no economy again. If the market is giving me a bullish trade, I'm gonna take the bullish trade. Like, it doesn't matter. My opinion becomes completely irrelevant. Oh, I was gonna take a look at shipping stuff, but I already forgot. Transportation. Why is this the NASDAQ? Oh, it's Trevor. I should want the Dow transports, not the NASDAQ transports. Transportation is not looking good either. Look, I'm going to stick with my short trade for now. We will see how it does. It's not doing good right now. But hey, we have today, tomorrow. I have plenty of time on my options. And I am a very patient trader these days. So we'll see how it goes. The older you get, the more patient you get with your trades. The younger I was, the more of a day trader I was. I feel like a day trader right now because of the high volatility. But once this volatility goes away, I can't wait to be more of a trader like Tyler Jenks was. That was so much more interesting. Do you ever use 2x and 3x leverage ETFs? No, never. Absolutely never. I don't use them ever. I think I had a I had a picture somewhere to explain why I never use them, but like I don't have it handy. All right, that's it. Hey guys, if you want to support, check out the affiliate page. If you can afford to learn options from me, the workshop is this weekend. It's the third time I'm teaching it. Never had any complaints. So planning to keep it that way. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you all probably tonight. Time for market open.